You're listening to the See the Unseen podcast, where our number one focus is creating a little visibility for people who deserve a whole lot of spotlight. I'm your host, Melissa Georgeoff, and I'm here to share some amazing stories that can transform and inspire lives. So get ready to take those blinders off and see the unseen. Welcome to the podcast. I'm here today with these two beautiful ladies that hold two full-time jobs, a part-time job. One has children. They're both married, and they started a huge balloon business, a very successful balloon business. And I'm so excited to have them here today on the podcast. So welcome to the podcast, ladies.
Yay!
It's Pop, Drop, and Party, right?
Yeah.
So this is okay. Which one of you is
who?
Yeah, Alyssa.
I'm Alyssa.
Okay,
And I'm Alex.
and Alex. Hi. So I'm so excited to have you guys on. You have no idea. So I hired you guys. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
remember this.
Of course.
Okay, for my daughter's baby shower,
Uh-huh.
and it was just absolutely beautiful. Had eucalyptus and
Mhm.
all these beautiful colors, and I've been watching you guys from afar and just admiring the business and just how successful you've been. So I want to just talk to the listeners out there. I want them to hear your story because part of the reason I did this podcast was really just to empower women. And I've watched you guys just kind of go from the start, and then you just get better and better. Like your balloons are amazing. So let's talk about this because first of all, you guys are best friends, right?
Some days.
Oh, yes.
No, we are.
We are.
Okay, so how did you guys meet? Have you known each other for how long?
Gosh.
15? 13?
I don't know. I mean,
We met
we met probably in 2009. Oh, wow.
Wow, in stereo.
God, clearly it's right.
Yeah.
You met in 2009.
In
Mhm.
2009. And were you still in high school?
I graduated in 2009. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I was in college.
That's right.
And
She's older.
I'm the older, wiser one.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I actually worked for Alex's mom. She owned a dance studio, and that's how we met.
Mhm.
I moved away for a little bit, and then when I came back, we became roommates. But we were definitely friends,
Oh, yeah.
prior to me moving. And then anytime I would come back, we would hang out and go out and all that. And then we moved in together, and that's where the fun really began. We almost broke up
Only once.
the first year we lived together, but I wouldn't let her.
So you guys went to college together.
No,
We
No.
went to the same college.
we went to the same
But
college.
we didn't
Where
go
did you go to
together.
college?
SIUE.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so you lived together or no?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys were living together. You
Mhm.
almost had a fight and
Oh,
broke up as friends.
We almost broke up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't-
What was
told
it
her-
over? What did you guys fight over?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
So Alyssa likes to leave her socks all over the house.
No, that's in
No.
the living room.
Okay. Our house wasn't very big, so the living room was all over the house. And I came to her one day and I was like, "Hey, I'm not going to resign our lease because I can't with the socks." And she was like, "Yes, you are. You're resigning." And I was like, "Okay." And I did. And then we lived together another 5 years or something after that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was it.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing that
was
almost
it.
broke you guys up.
Yeah.
Socks.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. I remember my girlfriend and I, when we were I was 21 years old, and she was really ticked off because I left the curling iron on. And so she's like, "You should run it underwater and cool it off and everything." And we almost broke up then too. We were
Yeah.
roommates.
It just takes
Yeah.
one like almost breakup
Yeah.
to be like, "Oh no, this is legit."
I knew
Okay.
she would miss me though. She needed me. I made her.
I
Dinner
needed her
every night.
socks. You did what?
I made you dinner.
Yeah, I don't cook. Someone has to make me dinner.
You guys are funny. So, okay. So you when did this idea start that you wanted to start, decorating with balloons?
Well, I had my daughter's first birthday,
Mhm.
and it was "You're the one that I want" theme.
It's a COVID birthday.
It was a COVID birthday, so not very exciting. And I did one of those, DIY Amazon kits, very, yeah. And Alex texted me the next day and was like, we should start a balloon business. And I was like, haha, that's funny. And she's like, no, seriously. And I was like, yeah. And so then we just kind of like bounced ideas off each other, like, what would we name it? And like, meanwhile, of course, Alex is over there, like, making our Instagram, reserving our domain, making a Facebook, and then she makes a logo and like sends it all to me. And I was like, okay.
Oh, so this is happening.
So this
You
is
know what?
happening.
We almost need to back up because you guys have full-time jobs. So she's doing all of this, but what do you guys do for a living, first of all, besides the balloon business?
So my full-time job, I'm in corporate events. So I'm on the logistics and planning side for technology conferences.
Okay.
So luckily my office is in my home, so I work remote, but there is a bit of travel, which is good that there's two of us for like moments like that. And then the dance studio that she was referring to that we met, we still have. So I teach in the evenings and on weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I'm a nurse practitioner.
Wow.
Yeah. So I work 4 days a week, and I work with orthopedic surgery. And see my own patients and then assist 2 surgeons. So yeah, that's my daytime job.
So you don't have just like a little easy daytime job. You have a serious daytime job.
Yeah, we're both like just crazy busy during the day. So this is typically like, I wake up really early. She goes to bed late.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be texting from like 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then she'll text from like 9 to midnight. And then we just kind of like, that's how we communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you both have full-time jobs. You both are married.
Mm-hmm.
And then the part-time job is the dance, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you have kids.
Yeah, I have 3. She's got 3 little nieces because she's their auntie. They call her auntie.
Okay. And you have dogs that you take care of. Okay.
They don't call me auntie. I don't know what.
They don't even call me mom, girl. You don't get auntie.
Okay. So, all right. So now let's talk about this because you started this business. You have this idea. Hey, I did some things on Amazon for my daughter's first birthday. And then you're like, we should start a business.
Yeah.
And she's over here already planning the logo and doing the social media. And she's got you a business.
It was Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
You're registering an LLC, like as you
literally.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, so that was on Sunday. And then I came over and it was around Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So we ordered like a Valentine's Day balloon kit from Amazon. And we used my husband's air compressor to blow these balloons up.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
Right.
And we made what was like the most beautiful balloon garland.
It was so cool.
And we were like, let's do it. Let's go live. So we
went live on a Thursday
and got a booking within 8 hours.
And then we had our first install that Saturday. Or was it Friday?
It was Friday. It was the next day. And
so when you say you went live, what happened?
Like
what do you mean?
Like pressed go on our Instagram.
Yeah.
And you were like, we're doing balloons.
Yeah.
Who wants us to come decorate their house?
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you just had somebody say, I'll come to my house.
There was like a women's event, like a Galentine's event. And they were like, actually, we have an event tomorrow and we would love balloons. And we were like, oh my God, we just got our first booking.
So how did you decide, like, how much am I going to charge these people?
Yeah, that took some time. I mean, like at that point, it was kind of like.
We had no idea.
No.
At the time, I think we even talked about like small, medium, large balloon garlands.
I wish we could like package up what our thoughts were like those first few weeks to what they are now, of just like, you learn so much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were like trying to figure out like, how do we even begin to charge for these things? And like, we went through and like, how much do things cost and what are all the materials? Luckily, a business like this, we got really lucky. It's not a ton of overhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like going into it, we were like, okay, we need these, few colors in these few sizes. And then we need these materials to make everything work. And that's kind of all there was at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did the LLC, and that was kind of our first big purchase, which was the best thing we've ever done. And then from there, everything just kind of like grown organically together, as opposed to like buying a storefront or having a ton of overhead costs.
Right. Yeah. So you started, just doing it a little bit for like, maybe this will be a little extra money on the side, right?
Yeah. We were like, we may have like 1 or 2 events like a month.
You guys all talk in stereo. You must spend so much time together that
more than enough.
Yeah.
One of us will be like singing, the other one just like comes in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We sing a lot at our installs.
So, okay, so you do this event.
Mhm.
Okay. And how did it go? How'd
It
the
was
first
great.
one go?
It was great.
Great?
And we still work. It's a salon in Maryville, and we still work with them like for their business balloons. So it was like the best first gig we could have gotten. And from there we were able to get pictures, which then we curated some content, and then we were able to post more, and then we got more bookings, and it was just like kind of just happened.
Just started taking off.
And
so
she's like a girl boss, so like really promoted us as
Yeah.
well, which was, it was kind of like our first taste of like female businesses
It was really
in the
cool.
Edwardsville area. And
Yeah.
it was a really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
So you took just little baby steps. And that's what I tell a lot of people, young people that are wanting to start out in business, or even with this podcast. We were talking about this before it started, of just, taking one little step. Because my daughter was like, Mom, just take a step. You don't have to have everything planned out, because I'm kind of a type A personality. Like everything
So
has
are
to be
we.
planned. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to get a couple microphones, and then I'm going to get a pod track, and then I'm going to have headphones, and then a table, and then I have wallpaper, and now I have a studio, and I have lights and cameras and all kinds of things. And it's like, oh my gosh, I've never even had a podcast.
You're right.
So I think it's good that you encourage people that just start somewhere and just take a little bit of step, because, no one, follows a stopped car. Just keep doing a little bit each day, and you keep growing in your career. It sounds like is what you guys did.
It just takes one idea. You
Yeah.
know, it takes one idea and to take the first step, and it can be something incredible. Like we never knew we would be where we are.
We
But
say
did
that
you?
all the time? No, we have like we will get huge installs, and we spend all this time planning them and making sure we have all the right people in place to really pull it off. And at the end of it, we always like sit and look at each other, and we give each other a high five, and we're like,
How do we do that?
Is this real life? Like, are we actually doing this? It's like, I feel like, we just had an install over the weekend that it was like a pinch me moment,
Mhm.
like
What was that about?
We were at the Worldwide Technologies racetrack, and did we decide if it was NASCAR?
It wasn't NASCAR, but it was. It was a huge production.
It was a big
race, and
it was really cool to be a part of it. Like we were
Yeah.
there at 6 a.m. with the racers who were like revving their engines, practicing, and we're like, hand me a 260. Like,
Yeah.
it was so cool.
Yeah, you guys, that's one thing too. So I want to go there. But you guys, when you were putting this thing up, I'm watching you guys. You're you know what all you're doing, and you're moving these things around, and you're like, give me a 260. No, do a 280. Like I feel like it's like on that you guys are way too young for the show, but gosh, what is it? Something about, it's a mom show. I can't think of it right now, but it's like, he's there with his chainsaw, and he's like, "You gonna wire this, 220?" He goes, "Yeah, 220, 221, whatever it takes." Like, that's what I felt like when you guys are sitting over there. You're like, "Give me a 70. No, I'll take a 265." Like, you guys have really made this a legit business. You guys are serious with these balloons. I think it's awesome that you get to go to these different places, like you're saying. Like it gives you the experience of meeting new people, being part of different events. Is that brought a lot of like fun and excitement to your life?
It's so much. It's a lot of networking. Look at where we are right now,
Yeah.
right? But we've done stuff for the St. Louis Blues. Like we've done stuff, just the coolest places, the coolest people that we've met, other vendors that we've met and now partner with a ton. It's just brought so much that we're just like, we started the business thinking, we'll have a few events here and there. We'll buy some balloons that we'll throw in like, my closet. We have an entire office and balloon room is my entire basement.
Yeah, I've seen the you guys are usually on TikTok and Instagram and all this, and then you scan around your basement, and there's balloons like everywhere, and they're like 10 parties or something like that. Yeah, I guess you don't use your basement anymore. It's become your showroom or
just the
whatever.
Balloon room. Yeah, we just call it the balloon room. Yeah, and like my poor husband, he has his desk down there, but he doesn't get much use because it's usually covered in a lot of balloons. So like every once in a while, on like Mondays, he'll be like, "Oh, it's not a balloon day, so I can actually use my desk for once." I'm like, "Yeah, it's all yours until about 4:00." But yeah, so the whole balloon room is down there.
So what do your husbands think of this? Are they supportive? Do they get ticked off that you're gone all the time with doing these balloons?
No. Surprisingly.
No?
I think in the beginning, my husband, I think he thought we were crazy, but he was like our third best friend for this, 6 years we lived together or
Mhm.
whatever.
Oh, so
think-
he was a roommate kind of, or
Yeah, essentially.
really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, he is like very protective of Alex, you know, like met any boyfriend that she had. And, you know, so yeah, I think at first he thought we were crazy, but he was like, this is them. Like, you know.
Yeah,
we'll
but it's
see what
also the
happens.
same guy that like if we're like, oh, we have a 12 midnight dismantle, he's like, no, you guys stay home, I'll go do it. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
so
really?
they've both
Yeah.
been really helpful. And, you know, Nolan knows what a 260 is.
Mhm.
He knows how to string together a balloon garland.
Mhm.
And yeah, I feel like they've really supported us.
Oh yeah,
And
a
especially
ton.
watching my children. So
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do your husbands do for a living?
my husband is in sales. He sells basement systems, Woods basement systems.
Okay.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. There you go.
And then my husband used to be part owner of Recess Brewing in
Okay.
Edwardsville, and then they just sold earlier this year, and now he's working a lot in Goshen Coffee, the
Okay.
cafes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where he is now. So a bit of an entrepreneur himself. So for us to start this, it was very much like, oh, absolutely, you should absolutely do this. So it was cool. Definitely a lot of support from both of our families, like as a whole.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Our families have been, I mean, anytime we have those massive installs are on site.
They're like, we're on board.
Yep. Let's do it.
Mhm.
How fun. So it's kind of just become a way of life almost. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's crazy to think that there was a time before balloons that we like had weekends.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I say. So you guys do a lot of business on the weekends, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's when everybody has their parties.
Yeah.
So walk me through what a normal like week day is like in your life.
So, okay, during the weeks, we have a really awesome team. So they come
Yeah.
over to the house throughout the week. We like put out our to-do list is what
So
we call it.
you have a team now
Yeah.
of people. How many employees do you have?
4.
4 employees.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And they come over. So we publish our to-do list of like every event that we have and like what colors it is and like what all is included. And then they have it sent to them like Friday or Saturday. And then they make their own hours, which is why they always claim like this is the best job because they can come over whenever they want. They know my garage code and they just shoot me a text like I'm on the way. And if I'm not home, I'm like, cool, let the dogs out. And they just go downstairs and they start working and they can come whenever they want as long as it's done before, each event.
So are these young college
all college?
yeah.
girls? Okay.
They're
So
awesome. They keep us young.
Yeah, they do.
how fun. So they show up at your house,
Mhm.
put in the garage code.
Mhm.
They can come morning, noon, night. It doesn't matter. Your husband doesn't care. He's not on a towel running
No.
around the house or anything like that. Okay. And so you just like,
What's funny, hang on. There was a time that the girls came over and like he was like clothed, but he like also had a robe on because it was like in the winter, and they were like, we ran into Cody and he was in his robe. Like, that's fine. He's in his robe a lot. It's like a jacket to him. But no, I mean, I'll usually like yell out like, hey, like the girls are on their way over. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's never been an issue.
Okay.
They come in, they go downstairs, they get everything done for the week. And then we like to do the installs because like for us, it's fun.
Yeah.
okay, so they're
our
the
favorite
ones
part.
that they're blowing up the balloons. They put them all in
Like
these different.
they made
areas.
this.
Okay.
Yeah. But they do all the inflation for us, but it's definitely like a lot of the back work is all on us. So like Alex has this mathematical equation for every garland that we have so that we have that consistent brand that we're
Mhm.
always putting out.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, we still create things.
Yeah, I mean, we just made some mosaics yesterday.
Yeah.
There's some things that like
They,
at the end of the day, like to train them on it would take longer than just for us to do it.
So
So,
do
like-
you like think about a design? So you go meet with people
Mhm.
and then, you're talking to them because I just saw you did this Barbie
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
which is really cute. Okay. But you're like, you kind of talk through the theme. You want talk about the colors that they want. And then you meet with the team. You're like, this is what you need to do.
We just type it out.
Okay. You just type it out.
So, and in the to-do list that we make, like it would say like Melissa, Friday install, right?
Okay.
And then we would say like you have a 12-foot extra garland and these are the colors and we're also adding eucalyptus and this is the pattern that we want it to be in. And they just kind of know what all of that means and
Mhm.
then they curate exactly what they need to.
So do you ever, you come home and you're like, let's see what they got done today. Or
Every
check
day.
on- Really?
Every day.
And
Yeah.
so, and this is at your house, but
Yeah.
not your house.
No,
Or-
yeah.
okay.
But I'll call her and I'll be
Oh,
like, yo, hang on. We may need to rethink, this. It's not looking the way we thought. Or like,
she'll be like, are we sure about this color combination? I'm like, no, that's terrible.
and then
Yeah.
we'll redo it. But I mean, like
Okay.
that happens. But like we were just saying the other day, like you said at the beginning, like we're very type A. We like everything to be perfect, which is how we've grown to what we've grown to,
Hmm.
because we don't put anything out that like we're not 100%
Right.
confident in and sure of, and that we love ourselves.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's definitely been times that we're like, ooh, maybe this was not a good idea, and then we just redo it.
Yeah, the quality that you guys do is amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
it's like I've never seen anything that you've done where I'm like, oh, you could do that if you got on Amazon or whatever. And I've done plenty of balloon arches.
Yeah.
For just like my family members or whatever. But when I wanted it to be super special for my daughter, for the baby shower, I was like, no, we have to have you guys come do it. And it is a pain. Like people don't realize I did it for my young kids, and I spent 4 hours on the first one that I ever did. Then I got a little bit better, maybe 3 hours. But if you really want them full, like I spent a lot of time, and I don't think people realize, you look at the pictures and everything, but you have no idea the time and the effort that goes into creating, these beautiful arches. And
like one of our biggest things is we know what it is like to plan a party. Like Alyssa has kids, and if anyone follows her on Instagram or social media, her parties are never just like a backyard family get together. Like it's extra and over the top, right? And like I have a background in events, so we know how our events are ran, and we know the stress that comes behind it. So our biggest thing is just to take that part out of every client's stress. Like let us handle the decor. You can stress about the food if you want. You can stress about the tablecloths if you want, but like let us take one thing off of your plate. So at the end of the day, when we're done, your party's completely decorated. And that's kind of where the benefit comes in. That's where we're able to kind of convince people, like, I promise this is going to be so worth it. Like, just give us the reins.
Right. Well, and I mean, these balloon arches and everything, they're not cheap, right? I mean, you guys are making some bank, right? And worth it, and rightly so, because of all the work that goes in, and the colors are beautiful, and the preparation and the thought process, the creativity that's going into it. You guys put a lot of time and effort into this, but there's a lot of people who, I would say, in certain neighborhoods, they go over the top for their kids, right? So I mean, I've seen you have like these 1-year-old birthday parties, and it's like, it looks like an event, right? So people really do pay well for these balloon arches. Right?
I mean, they pay for the Instagrammable moments,
right?
Like we're creating these memories that will be in the background of their photos for their daughter's first birthday or their son's first birthday, where all their families together in one place, like, and the balloons look incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is crazy how much balloons can transform a space, because I think that I used to focus so much on the little details of parties, like the food and making sure the food matches the theme and the tablecloths and everything. And now that, we own a balloon company, I can, it can be a completely blank room, and if you just throw some balloons in it, the whole party is made, in my opinion. Those things are still important, I think, to some people, but to me, I'm like, they can have Dollar Tree, plates. That's fine.
We both said plates.
I was looking for the word, so thanks for helping me finish.
Well, I can think of earlier, it's Mr. Mom, the movie I was thinking about.
You
guys are way too young for that. But yeah, it's a really funny movie if you want to look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, I know my daughter, we did this balloon arch for the church once, and like we're popping balloons, and I am like, it literally makes me crazy. Does it make you, do you pop a lot of balloons? Does it aggravate you? You guys are in here, you're like turning the stuff around and all the noise. Like, do you ever are just like frustrated? Just like,
well, okay. So a lot is to be said for the quality of the balloons that we use. So we work with distributors that put out brands that are quality latex, 100% biodegradable too.
Yeah.
But so we know how durable they are. We know that we can throw them around and toss them around and put them in a truck and bring them up the steps, and we'll be fine. But I mean, they are still latex. Like, things do pop,
right?
But like not crazy.
No.
I mean,
I think I remember several weekends ago, you said something like, we made it through the entire weekend and I didn't hear one popped balloon, and so that's
famous last word.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it'll be just like getting it in and out of the truck. I think it gets caught on something. But I mean, they're really durable, and I love whenever, because we also offer pickup. So like people come to my house and pick up
on
Fridays.
So that's like a smaller version of different things. I've seen that like when it's Valentine's Day, I think you guys have like a little balloon like clusters and someone can just come and pick them up. Or, or you can drop them off or
pickups are awesome if like we're booked for installations for a weekend and someone reaches out last minute, or if it's far away and like they're traveling and want to take it with them, or if they're like, we don't want to spend a ton, it's just like a smaller budget, like we can fit a ton into a pickup order, which is awesome because then they can still have those awesome balloons, but they don't have to spend the delivery and install fee or extra fees. So pickups are awesome. They come to the house. But my favorite thing is like when we come out of the house with a big garland and we're like pushing it in the truck and they're like, oh, be careful.
Yeah.
I'm like, I promise they're going to be okay. Like, don't worry about it. And they're like, how did you know that it wasn't going to pop? I'm like, I've done this a time or two.
Sure. How many do you think you've done? How many different balloon?
I mean, I think last year we were
about 320 last year. We were at like 250 the year before.
So you're saying 320 parties that you guys have been involved in?
Yeah.
Just last year.
That's almost like every day almost.
Right.
So yeah, you guys didn't really walk me through your day necessarily.
Yeah. We got sidetracked.
So literally like you wake up, you're going to work, you're a nurse practitioner, you're going to work, doing all the events. You have a full day, right? And you don't travel. You work from home. You don't. So, okay. So what happens? You're working all day and then are you doing balloons at night or?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do much during the day, obviously. Every once in a while, if like it's a lunch break, I'll like jump on emails and I'll shoot her a text like, hey, what do you think about this color for this or this color for that? But otherwise, there's not much that happens for us during the day. Just because of work, but like the team's over getting everything done. In the evenings though is when we're going through emails and we're getting stuff ready for posting and we're getting, we do a lot of like videos like on our TikTok and stuff. So we're editing and
you're doing all your social media, you're posting all yourself. We don't have anybody doing all that.
Inquiries
right.
Going through our inventory, placing orders, restocking.
We've also fell into like a groove of, I think we both kind of tag team the social media stuff. But we've kind of fell into a groove of, she's at the house, so she's doing a lot of the stock. I can do the emails remotely. So, it's organically, we've never been like, okay, this is what you're going to do. And this is what I'm going to do. It just kind of like organically fell into splitting up the tasks so that our customers are always responded to. And
that's kind of our biggest thing is response time.
Yeah.
We like to have quick response times.
Well, your website is really good too, because it responds really quickly and says, thanks for reaching out. We'll get back to you. And you guys are pretty
automated responses are like the key to having social media.
Do you guys live close by each other? Are you going to move by each other or make things easier?
So cool.
Yeah, you can move.
I would love to live next door to you.
That would be awesome.
We live about 30 really minutes. Just love each other like so much.
We
do. That's awesome because that people say don't go into business with your best friend.
Yeah, no, they do say that.
Or even your family or whatever. And sometimes people would think, and I would think that it could put a strain on a friendship. I think about my best friend. We've been friends since like high school, like freshman year in high school, and then we also worked at the same place. So we worked at this Rosewood Care Center. We worked at New Motion, where I worked there for 30 years, and she's still there. And so, I mean, we did work together, but not like every single, I don't know if we were like, she was in IT and I was doing something else in payer relations, but I still think like, sometimes I think like it would really be fun to spend every day with your best friend, but then like, do you get on each other's nerves or do you feel like, do you ever have arguments since you're working together every single day?
Arguments, but like, we'll definitely disagree on things, but we're usually pretty good about being like, is my hair static to the balloon? You keep looking at my head.
No, you're good.
I just see your eyes like.
I really think that we've surpassed friendship and we're in a marriage.
Okay.
No, truly, because I think we give and take. Like I can tell when she's stressed. I'm sure she can tell when I'm stressed. And so then I feel myself like pull back, or her. I can tell when she's like catering to my emotional needs. And so I think that we were always best friends, but having this business together has grown our relationship too. And I think that you could tell me that I'm wrong, but
I will.
no, I do think that we're like cognizant of each other's needs.
No,
like,
100%.
in a marriage.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, we definitely have disagreements, but like of very surface level things. Like,
Mhm.
you know, she's like, oh, I think it should be sea glass. And I'm like, no, I think it should be blue slate, which are balloon colors.
Oh my
But like,
gosh.
it kind of, yeah, like she said, it's give and take of we'll be like, oh, well, let's just use blossom instead and make it purple.
And I think
Yeah.
we decide what I think each of us can tell, like, this is very important to her, or this is very
Mhm.
important to me. And I think we just give up.
Yeah.
The give and take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean it in a negative
No,
way,
I know.
but yeah, I think I'm like, hey, you know what? This is more important to her than it is to me, or vice versa.
But
Do your
no.
husbands get along?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
They all-
both, like,
everybody
very-
kinda
Very
hangs
easy
together.
to get, like, they're easy people.
My husband and your husband could both like probably talk to a wall
For
And-
hours.
Yeah, in a good way. You know, they could talk to anybody.
Well, they're in sales. Well, you're
Yes.
in sales, so
Yep.
they understand the business
Mhm.
side of it.
for sure.
And your kids? So when do you have time for kids? How do you have a nanny? Do you have somebody who takes
No.
care of them?
Nanny.
You-
I mean, yeah. No. So, my kids are very involved in the balloon business as well. They
Mhm.
come, they come with me everywhere,
To the house.
to the house. And they, I did balloons at my kids' preschool recently, and I could hear them telling like the other little kids, like, don't touch them, because they're just so used to like, don't touch the balloons. I don't even think the balloons are very exciting to
No,
them.
they're not.
So like their birthdays, I think that I need to do this big over the top thing because we own a balloon company, but I don't even think that balloons are exciting to them
No,
anymore.
it's not the same. They see them too much.
But yeah, they're just involved. I have an 8-week-old too, so she doesn't know her life about balloons yet. But I will say that she does not cry when the balloon pump goes off. So I think
think
she
it's
heard it. I think she heard
Now
it.
she
in
can't
utero,
sleep
too.
without the balloon,
It's
you
like
know,
most
air
kids
going.
have like white noise machines,
Right.
but we just turn on a balloon inflator
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
her.
it doesn't even phase them.
Yeah, like how many of those balloon inflators do you guys have?
6.
Maybe more.
There's a lot.
You just had a baby 8 weeks ago.
I did.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Well,
and I cannot even believe, I don't know how you're even doing a podcast and putting up balloons and did you take any time off? Or?
Yeah. I had a
Okay.
maternity leave, and Alex
Her
Alex
maternity
took over.
It was like there was maybe 3 weekends that she was like, I shouldn't do any events this weekend. But like she would call me like the whole time, be like, how's everything going? Can you send me pictures? How am I gonna know how it's going? Like she was very involved.
We follow each other on Find My Friends too, so I
Oh,
could
yeah.
see how things were going.
Also, anytime we go to installs, if we're driving separate, we call each other on the phone.
We talk all
Really?
the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just crazy. I mean,
know.
it's nice. It's so sweet that you guys get along so well, but it's like you're joined at the hip.
Yeah.
Very much.
We
Like,
do get
yeah.
in the car and like call the other person, like,
immediately.
and we always our go-to line is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like we don't know what the other person's doing. I did do that to you recently, though. I was like, you called me and you're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" We were supposed to be like meeting at an install, and I was like, "Nothing. What's up?" And she's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean you're not doing anything?"
You should be driving.
I mean, I'm sitting here saying that, but I mean, I literally call my best friend every day, and she
Yeah.
calls me every day, every morning, and then sometimes during the day. And I mean, we never. The only time we ever got in an argument was when I was 16 years old, and evidently I lost her necklace, and she was really ticked off about it. And then somehow it was her birthday, and I got her this. This is how old I am. Okay, I got her the Swatch watch. Okay, but it was a clock. Do you know what Swatch watches are? you guys? Oh my gosh. Well, it's kind of like, these eye watches and everything, but they're like, they have these really cool, colorful bands. This is like back in the 80s. Okay.
Okay.
This is 1986. I don't even know. Were you guys even born yet?
No.
I was born in '89.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
No,
I
you were
graduated
born in
high school.
86.
I graduated high school in 1989. Okay. But anyway, I was giving her, I'm like, here, this is for your birthday. Like, I just gave it to her. And like, she was like, thanks. Like, it was her birthday, and I was not very nice, but that's the only time we really ever got in an argument. And that we were 16 years old.
Wow,
And I'm
that's pretty good.
And I'm
That's a
going to
good track
be
record.
like, I'm 52 years old. So yeah. And we work together. So I don't know why I'm sitting here thinking like
That's crazy.
it's crazy. I mean, but we just, I think about you just being every single day. It's like your whole lives are intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
How
I was
awesome.
just gone for a work trip, and like the last day, she was like, "What time do you come home? Like, I feel like I haven't seen you in so long."
Yeah.
It was literally like 5 days, 6 days. But like, yeah, we don't usually go that long without seeing each other.
Do you go on vacations and stuff like that together? And
Yeah,
we
have
really,
before.
since we've started our balloon company, we've only been on one vacation together,
Mhm.
though, because it is
Every day is a vacation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that was cute.
Mhm.
But no, it is hard. One nice thing about doing this together is it does give us both the freedom to continue to have a life, you
Yeah.
know, because we do a lot of the installs together, but there are times that we don't.
Mhm.
And so we can each kind of
separate.
Well, we love to be together, but yeah.
It's nice to have, like, if something's closer to her or closer to me,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just like take one of our team members and
okay. But you're working every weekend though, right? Or do you guys vote every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Mhm.
And so I'm sure the listeners are going to want to know, like, how much do you make? Now you're going to be 6 figures this year, right?
we're on track
In
to have
revenue.
our
That's revenue.
6-figure, yeah,
That's
revenue.
our
So
goal.
over $100,000
in balloons,
in balloons.
baby. Yeah.
That's our goal.
And so I would imagine you have pretty good margins in that.
Oh yeah.
So because you don't have a whole lot of cost, you have your trucks, right?
Well, like, so I have an Expedition and she has a Suburban, and
So you just use your
Mhm.
vehicles.
Well, we rent a lot of U-Hauls now.
Okay.
Which, like, I think we've kind of like made a goal now that we would like to have a truck. It would be really helpful.
It would be very nice.
At
That's
some
kind of
point,
our
it would be really
next-
nice to also not be in my garage. Like, we don't want like a storefront, like
Mm-hmm.
just like a warehouse that like the balloons can live.
So where do you want this business to go? What are your goals?
I don't know. I mean, like, really, like,
I don't think we've ever set any goals. I mean, yes, we set it like, let's try to get to 6 figures this year.
yeah.
But I think it's just been so organically growing. And
I think just growth. I mean,
yeah.
growth is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
it's a
do think,
little
like,
bit
a
each day.
truck
But
would be
you don't want to quit your jobs.
No.
You love what you do
Mhm.
during the day, and this is just something you want to do on the side. And this is a passion of yours. I would imagine that you just love it.
Yeah.
We do.
Did you ever think that you would love it?
No.
When that first time when you're like, let's start a balloon business?
We knew it would be fun, but I don't think we knew like how much we would learn from it, like from everything, not only just from like
Mhm.
putting a garland together, but how to run a business is a lot, right? So like just what we've learned, who we've met has made it so much more worth it than we ever thought it could be. Like, it exceeded any expectation that we even thought to make.
But you're doing this every single day.
Mhm.
Like, there's never times when you're just like, hey, I'm just going to watch some Netflix tonight.
If we're watching Netflix, we're also sending emails.
Okay. And you're also blowing up balloons,
On the
on your
side,
thing.
yeah.
Responding to inquiries and
Yeah.
such.
Do you guys ever think like, I'm missing out on something else? Like, what if I could, should I be, I don't know, playing pickleball, or do you
I
guys
would
work
love-
out? Do you have time to work out
I
Sometimes.
recently started working out, but
Tell 'em about it.
it's early in the morning.
while you're blowing up balloons?
Last time she had a workout, I showed up and her workout instructor
trainer
had to
left.
leave.
She showed up for breakfast the other morning, and my trainer comes on Thursdays in the morning, and they both showed up at the same time, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this. And my trainer was like, honestly, like, it's fine, like, I can leave. And she was like, okay, good, because I bought breakfast.
But you didn't work out that day.
I did not work out that day.
Okay.
I think I have like a walking treadmill in my office that I
Yeah, you
love.
did.
So I like walk. I like Pilates a lot too when I have time. But like, to have time is like a Saturday morning, and like it's rare to have a Saturday morning.
So you guys aren't really doing this. Did you start out thinking like we could make some money at this, or we need the money to do this? Or is it really just you're having so much fun doing it that the money is kind of just an extra thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think at this point it's something that I know I think we're both just so proud of
Mhm.
that it just makes everything worth it. And it is fun for us. And I think too, I know both of us, when there's been times where maybe there's a weekend that's slow, I feel a little uncomfortable.
Like, we get
You're
bored.
like, what do I do
What
now?
am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
What's your favorite one that you've done,
Ooh.
or that you're most proud of? What is your most proud event?
I know. You go first, though.
No, you go first because and I don't know.
I would say, I think the one that when we finished it, I was so impressed with us because
I think I know what you're gonna say.
it wasn't just putting up a balloon garland. Like it wasn't just beautiful, but we, when we did Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville's homecoming,
Mhm.
that was huge to us because we had a team of 10 people, family members, friends, and our employees. We had a 20-foot box truck and another 15-foot box truck in the driveway because we were going to another homecoming after that. So in one day, we probably put out, I don't know, 700 foot of balloon garland.
Mhm.
And that could be that might not be even accurate. It
Mhm.
may be more than that, with a team of 10 to 12 people. And our team, it wasn't just like, everybody come on site and do what you're going to do. I mean, we had itineraries for each team. We had bags for each team. We had supplies for each team. And Alex and I couldn't physically be in
All
every,
places.
and we had 2 hours to do this, with also fighting the sun and the heat. And so, and then we, after that, we sent some part of our family back to Alex's with the 20-foot U-Haul, and we got in a different U-Haul that was still packed with balloons for the next homecoming that we went to down in Collinsville. And then we did that. And I don't know, it was a really cool
It was a surreal,
realization that like it was an orchestration. Is that the right word?
Sure.
We orchestrated a huge day.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think I was just really proud of us.
Yeah, I would say that was, as a business, that was probably the coolest, that or the blues.
The blues was cool. Yeah.
So you have to be pretty organized to do all these different things. You stay on task, right?
Mhm.
All during the day. You get up early and
I do not.
go to bed
early.
late.
I go to bed late.
I'm the early riser.
She's wake up early, bed early, but also she has an 8-week-old, so she's up
Right.
a lot. And I'm very much a wake up last minute possible, and I'm up normally at least midnight, sometimes later.
Wow. So blues. What was the blues? What was that?
It was a employee appreciation event at, was it Hollywood Casino?
Yeah.
In Maryland Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Just really cool to like be reached out from like a domain of the St. Louis Blues. We're like, oh
Right.
my gosh.
I know. I think we both like saw the email at the same time. and
We
were like,
text each other,
"What
did you
is
see that?"
happening?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
cool.
that just so exciting that somebody saw what you've
Mhm.
done, and like you said, you're just so proud of it. And then someone saying, "I want you guys to be here and do this party."
Yeah.
So
And we take I take pride in every single party. We both take pride in every single party. We want every client to feel like they're the most important client to us. And I think we both really feel like that. I mean, we get in the car or the truck or call each other after each install and we're like, okay, what did you think of that? Like it's not just like, let's go get this done.
And that's
move on.
from pickup garlands to
Yes.
installs. Like
We really want people to be happy.
yeah, you're very hard on yourself too.
we
I think,
are.
right?
I mean, every time we're like, how do you feel that they felt about it? Like, what do you feel like their reaction was? Like, they didn't have much of a reaction. Do you think they were just stressed because there were other things going on? Like,
Yes.
we're both like,
huge.
how do we know?
Yeah. And also there'll be like one tiny balloon out of place and she'll be like, oh gosh, I can't stop staring at that. Like in the pictures afterwards,
Mhm.
And so, yeah, we're very critical of ourselves, but I think that that's helped us to put out a good product. I mean, we have a lot of happy customers. So I think we're putting out a good product every day.
Absolutely. I think you guys have a lot of different creative ideas, like,
Mhm.
something that you just wouldn't normally think about. And I know that too, like I saw something that I think it was the college that somebody had like a peanut allergy. So you had to do them all in foil or something.
They had a latex allergy. So now
Or peanuts. Why would I say peanuts? I'm thinking allergy.
It could be a peanut allergy.
Yeah, it was a peanut. See, and then I was sitting here thinking, I say dumb things on this podcast too, and then I'm so picky about it. Like, why did I say that? Just like that.
peanut.
Yeah.
No, they
so
had
the latex allergy.
There's a student that has a latex allergy.
Yeah.
So now all of our installations at SIUE, which we are so grateful for that partnership, but is all foil. So it is another level of.
Yeah. But it was really, it was a new challenge.
It was a new challenge.
It definitely was like, whoa.
Which has been fun because now, like, we would have never thought to do an all foil install before. So now having that in the back of our minds, like when we see cool things of like other people, we're like, oh, we never thought to use that there. Or use that instead. And like, we've made a lot of really cool connections on Instagram with other businesses. So like, what's cool about the industry too is it's huge, but it's also small.
Yeah.
So we'll reach out to people and be like, how did you even attach that to that? And they'll be like, oh, just use this and this. Like I can send you a video, or like we're a part of like a Facebook group and they're like, does anyone have this color? I want to see what it looks like compared to that color. And like we'll blow it up real quick and like send a photo. So like the camaraderie of the industry is really cool. If there's people who are like pretty far from us, we have like a list of companies that we love in St. Louis that we're like, oh, please reach out to these people. Like we love them. They do great work. Sorry, we can't be there, but they will take care of you. So having that like community within the industry, it has been really cool too.
Right.
And like, who knew, you know? Because I think something unique to our business is when we started Pop,
There was like maybe two.
Well, we also didn't, I don't think we ever took the time to like, in the very beginning, when we were like, let's go live Thursday, I had never looked at another balloon company.
True.
You know what I mean? I didn't
even check out your competition at all.
Not at all.
I know that's like with my daughter. She's like, Mom, don't you think you should listen to a podcast before you start a podcast? I was like, no.
Oh, go in the line.
Because that makes you more creative, right? Yeah. But yeah, we hadn't even like followed other balloon companies on Instagram yet. And so I think that was like I remember you found an online balloon course and I was like, that's a thing.
Oh yeah. And we took it.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just, I think that was a unique thing to us. We had no idea that this was such a big industry, and it really is. And there's some, you know, incredibly talented people out there who do these massive things. I mean, even in Europe and, you know, so.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of ladies like in Australia doing different, I mean, they're huge events, but I think it's funny because you know, even me, I would be like, I can do that. And, you know, my daughter and I'll be like, let's do some balloons. Let's go into the balloon business. She's like, no, like that. And then, you know, it's like, we're blowing them up and everything. We're like, this sucks. This is so hard. This is a lot of work, you know, or somebody sees how pretty it is. I'm like, yeah, I spent 4 hours on that thing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing the pictures and everything, sometimes I don't think that people see, you know, how much that goes into it. But
it's a lot that goes into it. I mean, it's no small feat. Like
it isn't. It's 24/7.
It's 24/7.
And I think that's an ode to like anybody that owns a small business.
It never
or just
off.
owns your own business. I guess it doesn't have to be a small business, but it is all the time.
Right. You have to really love what you're doing. And I think they think it's, you know, sexy. Oh, I'll start my own business. And even now, you know, there's so many different online courses. I think it's easier to start businesses maybe today, but many small businesses fail and people don't see everything that happens, you know, in the background.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you guys are living, breathing it, but, you know, you're not really saying like, you're not making the listeners feel like this is really hard stuff, because you're like, I'm having so much fun. This
It is
so
a lot of fun. I think it would be so much different if it wasn't for both of us.
Yeah, there's no way we could do this by ourselves.
No,
and without our team.
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to grow to where we've grown because of, one, there's two of us, and two, we have a team. Because we do still have full-time jobs, and she does still have children, and we both still have husbands. Like, there's other things, and to be able to be in the position to have a team, at all is huge for us.
Yeah.
But that is how we're able to grow.
And when you grew, like when you did the big university event, did you pay your family, friends, or were they just kind of donated their time because it was a big deal? Or
family, friends?
No. We did not pay our family.
We fed everybody.
What's that funny Instagram that's like, this is what $0 an hour work looks like. Like all of our family. But no, I think
they wanted to help, and they were excited to help you guys.
But we had three, I think, employees that we paid on site.
Oh yeah, all of our employees are paid.
Absolutely.
But they're not like full-time benefits or anything like that.
That much that they do it.
No, they are definitely compensated. And actually today, when one of them was overinflating, I was ordering a Starbucks Uber Eats order, and she was there, so she got to get Starbucks on Pop because
but you're literally having to, you know, pay these people. You're doing payroll. You're doing, you have a lot of different things that you have to think about. I mean, this is a full-time business. It's not just, you know, hey, come over and make some balloons and whatever. Like, you treat it, you know, like a business. You're strategizing. You're having meetings. You're doing all the things that you would do in a business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, and they know that, like, when any of us go on site or do anything with Pop, we're always in merch. We love our merch. Like, we feel like we've like kind of created.
You're selling merch?
No, it's just for us.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you
we
should
just
start,
call it merch.
selling your own merch.
Yeah.
You know?
We call it merch, and we get something new every season, so 4 times a year. And like, what's funny is like our team will talk like how long they've been there. They're like, oh, we got the blue crew neck, and they're like, oh, that's so cool. We always like the blue crew neck, but like we don't go anywhere without our pop stuff if we're doing anything for pop. So like we like to represent ourselves. We like to represent the brand that we've created, because I feel like it's now become recognizable. Like we've been in stores in like our pop shirt, and people are like, oh my gosh, we follow you on Instagram, or you did, my daughter's bridal shower last month. And I mean, it's become something that people recognize, which is like, it's cool, it's fun,
right?
Yeah, I was on the beach with my kids recently, and this girl, I was talking to a really nice mom, and she asked what I did, and then I told her that we owned a balloon company, and she said, oh my gosh, are you Pop Drop and Party?
It's like you were at the beach in Holiday Shores, not like in Panama City.
I just Shores is a big deal.
I know. I didn't want people to think that you were like,
I was in Florida and somebody recognized me. No. So, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of fangirling right now. I was like, what? That's crazy. Like, what do you mean? But it is, I mean, it's
like
cool.
when you follow like any person you follow on Instagram that you don't know in real life, and you see him, it's like, whoa.
And also I'm always like, oh yeah, I totally know everything about your life. Because
we follow.
I think that.
Sure.
That's how it is with like when you follow like big influencers and stuff. I'm always like, oh, like my friend the other day said they use this product, and my husband's like, they're not your friend. They could be.
What is your biggest challenge? What has been like the hardest thing that you've had to do with this business?
Ooh, I don't know.
There have been a lot of trial and error moments where you just are like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
With the definitely like the specialty pieces and stuff too. And we didn't just like throw together a garland and it looked perfect the first time. Like I said, we have a formula that's
she's
calculated.
She has a
formula for it. So that's why like all of our garlands, are. I think that one cool thing is people know what to expect when they order something from us. Like it's that we make everything unique to each client, but it's not going to be, I don't know.
No, that's good. I think something that I find to be a challenge is keeping up, like whether it's what we're posting or when we're posting, is it getting the right amount of views, and are we using the right amount of hashtags? Like I feel like a lot of it is like the marketing side of it. Sometimes I feel like right when we get to like a point where we're like, oh, we've found like the formula, and then the algorithm changes, and we're like, oh, now we
almost
don't
impossible. That's where and I had to, even with the podcast, I had to be like, you know what? I'm working full time. I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop thinking about monetizing it and all the shares and all of that stuff. It's like, because it's, you're doing it also for the enjoyment. And I've also been, hearing a lot of different, when I listen to Mel Robbins' podcast, and she's always talking about, enjoying the journey of it.
Yeah.
Because when you start to think of like, I'm doing this because I have to, make us so much money, or I'm doing this because what's the end goal? Like what's, the next thing's going to be, the St. Louis Arch. I have to put balloons all over the arch or something, and it's like, but once you get there, you're like, okay, well now I've done the arch. Now what?
Right.
So it's more about like the journey along the way. And I think you guys it sounds like you're really enjoying the people that you're meeting, the experiences that go along the way. And it's not just about, designing the balloons anymore.
Yeah.
And so, I'd imagine there's a lot that goes into the follow-up and all of those things. And then like, how much do you want to grow? Like, because I'm sure, do you ever get to a place where it's like, we just can't do it? Like, have you ever had to tell anyone no?
Yeah. Which is
the
hardest thing for us. Like we are terrible at saying no. So it's those weekends. Like we have one coming up where I think we have 8 events on a Saturday because we couldn't say no. But luckily we're able to do those. Yeah. But like, we just have to know that Saturday we do not have anything else happening other than balloons, but that's also where pickups are super awesome to be able to supplement some of it going to a pickup. If someone is like, oh, I don't need a full install, that's perfect. Or like, if depending on where they are, we can say, oh, have you reached out to this company? Maybe try them. Like we will never say no and leave you empty handed. Like we will give you something. Yeah. We will make sure you either have a pickup or that you have another company and that we're confirmed that they can do it.
What happens if you get sick or your kids are sick or
Oh my God,
what happens?
knock on wood, but
It's never happened?
I think, again, because, there's two of us, there's
Mhm.
always,
but I mean, it's crazy. Like 2.5 years, it's never.
that hasn't really
I
happened.
feel like we need to knock on like all the wood. Thank you so much.
Well, I'll knock on it too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That is true. We haven't had any, catastrophes.
No, I mean, like, I did lock the keys in a U-Haul once.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
did do that.
I did do that.
And you had to have the locksmith come. I was not there
Mhm.
that weekend, so I felt really bad.
You
for
were
her.
not there that weekend. I did lock the keys in the U-Haul, and the U-Haul was parked in the driveway behind my car. hmm
Not good.
So I used one of our employees' cars. She drove hers, and then I used my husband's car, and we just like split the order up and put it in 2 cars until the locksmith could come. And my husband was still there at the house for the locksmith, so that by the time we got back, we had the keys. So I mean, like things like that happen, or like we've gotten someplace and we're like, oh, we didn't even bring the tool bag with us at all.
Where are the littles?
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, mistakes have absolutely happened, but like, I feel like we've set ourselves up enough that like, if things like that happen, we're able to figure it out.
Yeah, even this, you guys were like, I mean, the things were coming down. You're like, okay, I'm trying that. Give me this, give me that.
Yeah.
Like you just are. You work very. You can tell you've worked a lot together, and then you work very well together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you have your little bag of tricks there.
Oh, we love our bag of tricks. We
Yeah.
cannot do anything without our bag of tricks. That's why it's terrible when we show up someplace and we're like, no, not the bag of tricks.
And I think too, like they're, that those are challenges.
Absolutely.
But I think because we have this like beautiful end goal, then those challenges, we forget about them easily.
What would you guys tell young people who are wanting to, start a new business? They don't know what they want to do. What kind of advice would you give them?
I mean, I'm trying to think of the advice that I wish someone would have given us, or like that I feel like would have helped us, which like I feel like that day that we were like contemplating, I wish someone would have just said, just do it. Like
do it.
It'll be fine, or it won't, but at least you tried.
Right.
And so sorry. So I think you just go for it. I mean,
because you never know until
you have a lot of time to figure it out. There's always trial and error, and you'll always have lessons learned, but all that does is create growth.
Right. And just, you have to be brave. You really do. You have to like force yourself out of your comfort zone and let it happen.
Which is, huge. Because like, I'm, contrary to popular belief, I don't like talking to people. Like, I'm shy.
I don't believe that.
I know. But like when we get to install, like typically like I always look to Alyssa to like make the first like introduction, because I'm always like, oh, I don't know what to say. Like, or like when we're leaving, I'm always like, okay, do you want to go let them know we're leaving and I'll pack the truck? Like
it is true.
And there's a lot of like things that I would have never signed up to put myself in these situations of being around a lot of people a lot. So, I mean, you definitely have to step out of your comfort zone. But I also think too, like just being open to learning, which I think sometimes is hard. Like you get stuck in this, no, I'm only going to do it this way, or this is the way that I was originally taught by, this person or this resource to do it. But if we would have just stuck where we were and like not accepted learning, whether it's from different mentors that we've had the opportunity to work with, or people on Instagram that we follow, or our friends on Instagram that, say, hey, try this instead. Like if it wasn't for us being open to accept that criticism or just the tips and tricks that they can give for us to grow further, we wouldn't be where we are either.
Yeah, that's true.
So where are you going to go from now? What's the next big thing that you want to do?
Yes,
is there anything coming up that's like really cool?
I want a truck.
I want a truck.
I want a truck, or I want like somebody that's coming to St. Louis for a concert to reach out to us.
Oh,
like
that would be cool.
A concert.
When Charming Garland,
or Confetti Castle did Lizzo.
Oh, it's so cool. I was like, please call us, Beyonce. Like,
you were just
or like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
that would be super cool.
That would be really cool.
You guys would probably travel too. Like if
Oh yeah, we would
wherever she
travel.
would go.
Yeah, if someone said, "Hey, we have a balloon gig for you for Taylor Swift,"
I would go. I would go
anywhere.
anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd go anywhere. We are going to a conference. That's something.
Oh,
cool and
yeah.
exciting.
You're going to a balloon conference?
Yes.
Can anyone go to those? Or just people in the business?
I don't know if you necessarily have to be in the industry, but like all of the sessions and courses are for balloons.
There's actually courses
Yeah.
for doing everything, like little tips and
but
tricks
it's,
and
it's
stuff.
not even just like how to make a garland. It's like it's courses on the business side. It's courses on social
Okay.
media. It's courses on marketing. Like there's so many different things, which we're so excited about.
Yeah.
It's next March.
And where is this?
It's outside of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
We're so excited.
It's gonna be fun to just meet other people that are
The people that we've been talking to on Instagram all the time. We're like, oh my gosh, we got to meet you in real life.
right.
Yeah, because people are following you and watching what you're doing too. So do you feel like you always have to have kind of a competitive edge and trying to think of something new, something different?
Like what's weird is like we're competitive people when it comes to like internally ourselves. Like
Yeah.
we want to do better this year than we did last year. And we want this garland to be better this time than it was when we did it 2 years ago. Like, but we're not really competitive with others. Like I feel like we do a really good job. Like we're very much an advocate for anyone that has a balloon company because we know the other side of it. So like we like to try and, like their things or comment on their things and just engage and show that like, hey, we love what you're doing. Like we think it's really cool because we know how hard it was to do. So
you're willing to
we
help
love those
other
colors,
women and other people that want to get in the business.
Absolutely.
That's
So
we
yes,
can't be everywhere. So we want everybody to have awesome balloons.
there's plenty of balloons to go around.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. What else do we need to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? Anything upcoming that you're working on that you want the viewers to know?
Fall is around the corner, and that's
you do like Halloween stuff.
Oh yeah.
Halloween's big.
Halloween's big. Christmas is the biggest, and I think that's like my favorite.
Christmas is the biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Businesses a lot like balloons for Christmas, either just like at their location or for holiday parties. People host holiday parties. A lot of times if it's like baby showers or bridal showers, people want like holiday themed, which is so fun. But we're revving up for like one of our busiest times of the year. So I think just preparing for that. I feel like we have like this running to-do list of things that we're like, it's like a when we have time list.
Yeah.
Which is never. But I think our goal before like middle of September is to get through that, because from then on out, like there will be no time.
Right.
So
how do you even have time to like do your Christmas shopping, do all that kind of
online
stuff?
Christmas shopping's online.
Well, she normally gets all of her Christmas shopping done before December.
Oh, always.
And I get mine done by
Christmas Eve.
Isn't it funny? We're so different, but both, typing crazy.
You guys are both very high energy, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of energy.
We do. We probably annoy people.
We do. I would love to know, like, when we're at installs and like the client can hear us, do you think they're like, who did we hire? And why are they singing Cher on a ladder right now?
Probably.
Why are they dancing?
Do you have this much fun at your work and during the day when you're at your other jobs?
I try to make work fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's more fun than during doing balloons.
You probably have
at the
more
studio.
Fun. You probably have fun at the studio and then at your events.
Yeah.
But like during the day, you're probably lonely.
I am on enough calls during the day. I can't be lonely.
You miss me.
I do.
No. I do. I love talking to patients and stuff though. So I have fun just learning about other people. And I think another cool thing, I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, but I'm not originally from here. Sure. And so, one of the things I've appreciated so much about starting a small business in Edwardsville is, first of all, Edwardsville and the surrounding areas are so big on small businesses. And I love that. And then also just like getting to know all these people. Why are you laughing at me? Am my hair?
Your headphones are on backwards.
Stop.
On backwards?
This whole time?
Yeah, you have left is on the right.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
No, mine are the same as hers.
Mine are on backwards, maybe.
Oh my God. Do I not know my right and my left?
I don't think it matters.
Maybe it's me.
Anyhow, it's been really nice getting to know people. Like I feel more a part of the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which is so cool because like I feel like one of our favorite things to do is like support local now because
Yeah.
we have a local small business. So like we make sure like if we're gonna go grab something to eat or grab a coffee that like we like to try and make sure it's like a local place or if we're gonna go shopping, if we have like a break in between installs, we went to Gingham Buffalo the other day and she got a whole new like set for her dining room table and I got art for my walls. And it was so much fun.
It was fun.
So you like to give back to and support other small businesses in the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Yeah.
How many Barbie parties have you done now? Does everybody want the Barbie party or no?
I feel like we haven't done as many as I
No, but like last
anticipated.
weekend I think we had 3.
Yeah. But I welcome all of them.
Bring them on. Bring on the Barbie.
Because it can
Come
be
on,
so
Barbie.
different.
Let's go party.
You know, Barbie is all across the. I mean, we're doing a Barbie mermaid party this weekend. You know, we've done the 80s Barbie theme. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Barbie definitely took off. Like before the Barbie movie, I don't know if we did a Barbie party.
I don't think so. Not
Just
at all.
Crazy.
I know.
Well, I love what you guys are doing. And I want to keep encouraging you guys I just love watching all your stuff and just you guys keep getting better and better. What do you want to let the viewers know as far as, you know, how do they get a hold of you? How do they book you? What's the process like? So
the easiest way to book us is through our website, popdropparty.com. All of our social media is Pop Drop Party. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I think Instagram's Pop Drop Party IL.
Yep.
Easy to find us just on any platform, Pop Drop Party. And then, yeah, our website is where our inquiry form is. And once we get those is kind of when we get started with the emails back and forth.
And the inquiry form is great because it lays out the start time of your event, the setup time, what the theme is, what colors you like. Although, you know, we offer the artist choice option too, where you kind of just send us what the theme of your event
and what
is,
your budget is,
what your budget is, and then some of the decor, and we kind of run with it from there.
Which is neat.
So I've got a couple pictures here too. I'm going to throw this up on the screen. Here's one that I think it's butterflies and it's like a balloon wall.
Oh yeah.
Then here's one bride to be. These are kind of like the full circle.
Yeah.
And then you've got the graduate, which is the light. So do you
Ave Maria grad?
Oh my gosh, that was
that one was a really good one.
Yeah, and you guys put the lights and everything to it too.
We use Alpha Lit is in St. Louis, and so they provide the marquee letters. And so whenever anyone asks about marquee letters, we always send them to Alpha Lit.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, and they're absolutely beautiful. Now, how much does something like this run?
Which one?
Just like garlands, like a garland like this.
Okay, so we have options anywhere from $25 to $1,000 plus. Oh gosh, $1,000 plus.
But like, so this was we did an 8-foot extra.
Yeah.
And what is 8 times 15? Is it 120? I think it's 120.
I would need a
and then if it's local, it'd be a $50 delivery and install.
Yep.
So 170, and then Square charges a 2.9% service fee.
Yeah.
Okay, but basically it's all different. It's custom, right?
It's very custom, and that's the biggest thing is like we can work within any budget.
We really can.
So the options are endless.
Yeah.
Great.
Don't shy away if you think something's crazy expensive because you may be surprised.
Yeah.
What do you want to be known for, both of you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is good.
I think I'll say mine and yours can be different if you want it to be.
Okay.
But I honestly think like I want to be known like for us.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people like if they follow us on Instagram, like we post a lot of like behind the scenes stuff or like just videos of us talking and pictures. And I feel like being like that, that's the balloon company where those 2 friends and they're so funny or like whatever, they're always dancing on installs. I think like just like our relationship and like being recognized by who we are and like that we're kind and like we share things for other businesses and we like to get involved and do things in the community and
give back and
yeah
I agree. And I also think that it really is important for us to have people be very happy. And so like, I want to be part of your parties. We really do want you to feel special. And I think that's important to us too.
Yeah, true.
Do you think you guys will keep doing this forever? Do you think you'll never stop?
That's a good question.
That was a good question. Yeah.
We may be forced to stop. No, just kidding.
And on that note, well, I want you guys to know that I'm so happy that you came on this podcast today. I've had a blast with you guys. I think that you're super talented, super talented. Wish you guys all the very best. And if you love what you're hearing, please go to my Facebook page, See the Unseen Podcast, or my YouTube channel, and subscribe to that. And thank you so much for joining. And please make sure you reach out to these ladies and book them at your next party.
Thank you.